A possible shakeup at Eastern Washington University.
It's not just about one program or one team in one program or anything like that. This involves the whole campus.
Tonight, details on a new report recommending steep budget cuts campus-wide. Plus, Washington's governor addressing potential solutions for homelessness across the state. Tonight, how he hopes to make housing more available.
Rain moves out and sunshine returns to the forecast. We'll wake up to a little snow tomorrow and even more this weekend.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. We do begin with breaking news right now. Police have just identified the officer involved in a deadly shooting at a North Spokane Walmart. They also announced today they have made an arrest. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk is live outside of the Spokane County Courthouse right now. Kyle, what have you learned here in the last hour?
Well, Whitney, that officer who investigators say fired his weapon has been with the Spokane Police Department since 2019, and SPD actually just shared this photo of that officer with us. They say that Officer Carl Richardson is a field training officer who currently serves as a team leader on SPD's tactical team and also works on SPD's dignitary protection team, providing extra security for politicians, celebrities, and other VIPs who visit Spokane. Richardson also helped recover a kidnapped child in 2021, according to SPD. This Sunday, Officer Richardson and another officer got into a fight with a shoplifting suspect at the North Spokane Walmart on Colton Street. Authorities say at one point someone yelled gun and Officer Richardson fired his weapon, killing 34-year-old Carrie Jones Hilberg. Investigators recovered a loaded gun at the scene, which they believe belonged to Hilberg. Before shots were fired, authorities say another man obstructed and assaulted an officer as he tried to get Hilberg into custody. 34-year-old Tyler Forrester was arrested and appeared in court today. Court documents say while officers were fighting with the original suspect, Forrester came up from behind and pushed an officer. Forrester was later identified in a video of the incident posted on social media. Witnesses told police they had seen Forrester and Hilberg together before, and after the fatal shooting, another witness saw Forrester outside the Walmart crying. Forrester is charged with third-degree assault and obstructing a law enforcement officer. He appeared in court today. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is still investigating the shooting. Reporting live from the Spokane County Courthouse, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Also, a new report out at Eastern Washington University is recommending how the school can address budget and enrollment shortfalls. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is explaining what this means exactly, including possible budget cuts moving forward. Shannon?
Well, this report comes after a task force spent the last year deeply examining every university, program, and service. It's the season of change at Eastern Washington University. For the last year, an internal task force has been looking at cleaning some things up too.
This doesn't necessarily mean we're looking at major problems, but there are going to be some painful and difficult decisions that are going to have to be made.
Dave Meany with EWU Communications says the school's president tasked a group of faculty and staff to look at strategic resource allocation, taking a microscope to every program and service.
It's a good way to address the enrollment and budget constraints and challenges that we have faced in recent years.
In its report, the task force gives suggestions on balancing resources, investing more in some areas, and cutting from others. The task force suggests, for example, transforming the financial aid service. They said it should be more responsive to student needs and have more outreach to help them understand financial aid. The group also suggested changes to the university's hiring processes, which they say are too time-consuming, meaning EWU loses out on some hires. It's also recommended EWU discontinue several dining options on campus, including Einstein's, Freshen's, and Panda Express, calling them financially unsustainable.
But even the disinvestment areas, there's ambiguity about how we're going to approach that because there's a lot of room for creativity.
That includes EWU football. The task force says trustee members should consider all options to decrease spending and up to possibly moving to a lower division, saying the program's spending and budget deficits aren't sustainable. EWU officials told KREM 2 News they are committed to remaining a D1 member of the Big Sky Conference.
It's not just about one program or one team in one program or anything like that. This involves the whole campus and what is best for Eastern Washington University moving forward.
Changes won't be made right away. First, EWU's campus and the public have the chance to comment through late January. Then school leadership will look at how to move forward.
Eastern can't be everything to everyone, and we really need to redefine ourselves and sharpen our focus.
The task force members will now present their findings and their recommendations to EWU's Board of Trustees tomorrow morning. And we have a link to the list of recommendations, that report, and the feedback portal where you can submit comments at KREM.com. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. We want to talk weather now because we know already that Snoqualmie Pass is closed in the eastbound direction because of major snow that is already falling there on the pass. So we want to head straight to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, tracking what is over there on the pass right now that is headed this way.
Yeah, it looks like Snoqualmie is going to pick up the better part of a foot of snow overnight, and the bulk of that kind of falling right now. Some incredible snowfall rates. It's coming down at more than an inch per hour, and that is what causes those travel woes. I've talked a lot about how we have the potential to get a little bit of snow here in Spokane, but it's going to be more detrimental to mountain travel. The reason is you get a bigger snowfall rate, so it just says, oh, the ground's warm? I don't care, and the snow piles up. 4 to 6 inches for 4th of July Pass, 6 to 8 for Lookout Pass by tomorrow morning. That is overnight and early tomorrow. That's how this one's going to work for us. A little bit of activity moves through now, but it does look like a bulk of ours kind of happens overnight and early tomorrow morning. Snoqualmie taking the brunt of it right now, and then they watch it move toward us. Saturday, we'll get another round moving in. That looks like it moves in kind of later in the day, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Widespread, heavier snow that lasts into Sunday morning. There, we're talking 3 to 4 inches here in Spokane. Seriously, a decent amount of snow is expected, and we'll have an update on that and a look at those snowfall totals coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. In other top headlines, at least one person is dead after a rollover crash on I-90 about 4 miles east of Sprague. The Washington State Patrol says a 22-year-old died in that crash. 2 others in the vehicle were injured and taken to Sacred Heart Medical Center. The man found in a west central neighborhood in the middle of the road this week has now been identified. According to the county medical examiner, the man was identified as 32-year-old Niket Everett. Both his cause and manner of death are still pending. The police department's major crimes unit is investigating, but they say it is still too early to know exactly what happened. Today, the University of Idaho president released a book about leading schools through major crises, including the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. In the university president's crisis handbook, President Scott Green tells the story of how he led the school through the national tragedy, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. The proceeds from this book will all go to support the Vandal Healing Garden and Memorial, which is where students will be able to honor those who have been lost, including the 4 students who were murdered last year. Today does mark 82 years since the tragic bombing at Pearl Harbor. Ceremonies were held all around the nation to honor those lost, including this 21-bell salute for the fallen at the National World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. The Japanese attack killed more than 2,300 service members, and it sent the U.S. into World War II. At the annual Pearl Harbor Memorial event in Hawaii, 102-year-old survivor Harry Chandler remembered the bombings.
I saw the Arizona going up, saw the Oklahoma turning. Then they put us all in trucks and drove us all down into the harbor, and we started saving people.
With each passing year, there are fewer and fewer survivors. Chandler was one of only 5 at the ceremony in Hawaii today, and there are no longer any survivors left here in Spokane.